Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, good evening, everybody. The second meeting of the Lebanon Town Comprehensive Planning Committee. I actually met yesterday with Lee Feldman of the Southern Maine Regional Planning and went over a little bit of what we should discuss today, kind of a format for today's meeting.
What's Lee's last name?
Feldman?
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 Maybe sure.
We met him at, I think
We did meet
in
him.
Berwick,
Yeah.
Saltburg, wherever Bobby
Spoke.
spoke that day.
It's very fitting that there's a B for Boston residents.
Lee J. Feldman, Feldman.
Yep, thanks.
So he actually talked to me about a lot of this has to do with mapping and whatnot, and the tax map. I guess he did get it from O'Donnell. People that use that as one of our base maps, and we wanted to talk tonight about the survey that I had emailed out to everybody, and I just gave you guys copies of that. And Judy, actually Dorian, just dropped off this big pile of stuff for me, and had the survey, copy of the survey that was done in 1991, I think, or 94, maybe.
20 years ago.
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Are those the ones that people did? She gave you the actual surveys?
Yep,
Oh,
yep, you were
that'd be some
actually
interesting, probably.
surveys, and they compiled all the results, and so maybe we'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to review it at all, the survey?
I think that,
Anybody?
yep, I thought it was pretty good.
Any changes or anything that
Oh, sure. I can't think of any.
Okay. Because we would like to, pass this out in November at the elections,
Mm-hmm.
and also have them available at the town hall and here at the library, and have them all turned back by December 1st, so that we can start compiling them for our next meeting.
And you have to get them back, that's the tough part.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we found doing surveys, is that it's like having people register to vote. Once you hand that card to them,
Yeah.
it's gone, you know, you get
Hopefully.
back. So it's really, unfortunately, I'm reading this, it takes some thought process, not something you can just
Yeah.
have
We can
to whip
turn
up
back at
yeah.
the library, and we got quite a few back at the last time we did them, so
Good.
it's gonna be maybe 60. So,
So it would be-
You can always do door to door.
Well, I'm just trying to
or
say.
make it available online.
I'm thinking
That's
also.
an idea.
Even if you had a way of seeing other places that they could drop them off.
Yeah, like I said, they could drop them back off at the town
Town
hall,
hall,
or
the
maybe
library.
here at the library.
Fire department, making sure that anything's open, they shove them through a slot, somebody will give them to us.
Yep. Skip Woods was here at our last meeting. They could even drop them off. Probably.
To
I'm
him?
sure he wouldn't mind if we
I'm
had
sure he wouldn't mind.
dropped off at the fire
Yeah,
station.
whatever's convenient, yeah.
I'm just thinking any
Well, maybe
place that
anywhere
even
any of
has,
That's a good idea.
has
though.
a public meal slot, I mean,
Okay, that's a very good idea.
Well, the town office has
yeah, you do,
There's
I'm
a
just saying.
Dropbox, yeah.
You have a Dropbox, yeah, you have a Dropbox, here has a Dropbox, any place somebody might go by. I mean, they may not have a need to go, I don't have to go to that.
Yeah.
And that funky little thing in your head that says, today, the town hall's closed, it's Wednesday. Well, you can still just throw it in a box, you can throw it in the box of the fire department, you can do any place.
How about the dump? Did they drop them off to
You
you?
have a Dropbox there?
Yeah, okay.
We all go to the
Box.
Yeah, everyone goes there.
Put a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a good
That's-
idea.
Yeah,
Good idea.
places that you
because everyone goes there.
Yeah.
Because it says get until December 31st.
Yeah.
No, first,
I mean, first, right,
Yeah.
you gotta drop these.
Right.
No, I'm just thinking, the more places we have that people actually don't have to go out of
Frequent.
their,
Way,
yeah,
yeah.
don't have to go out of their way to go. We all go to the dump.
That's a good idea. I think we got enough
Town
places,
office.
huh?
So the transfer station, is that okay with you, Paul? I mean,
Yeah, I don't run the place. It's
okay.
okay, but,
Could you check with us and let me know?
I don't think they'll help.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay, town
Thanks, Paul.
office.
Thanks, Paul. We just don't want it into that big, long thing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the transfer station, the library, town offices, and fire department. Those should be enough places, huh?
I
Where
think
are they
so.
gonna pick them up?
I would pick them up wherever
No.
people go.
Oh, election day.
Oh, I'm gonna have them
Oh,
available
oh.
for election day, the town hall, and at the library.
But only the people that vote will get it.
That's,
Or
I
the
know,
town
I
hall.
don't think it's gonna be a real big turnout.
Well, no, that's what she's saying. She's saying they're gonna be at the town hall,
All the
voting,
time.
Voting and
All the
library.
time.
and the library.
Okay.
So you got 3 places you
That's
can
right, the
pick
town
them
hall,
up.
they'll be there all the time.
Time, right.
Yeah,
Plus
what was I telling you?
library, people
Yeah.
coming in.
Pretty convenient. Maybe we can put it online.
Yeah,
An
Well,
11
yeah.
in line that, you
Right.
know, of the, you know, that goes out saying that they're available.
Yeah.
yeah, available, which is really, I thought about it today, it should have been posted on the town notices.
Yeah, that's it, town notices. Couldn't think of the word.
So have it available at the town hall, the library, and voting. You can even make a few available for you too, Paul, if anybody, you know, asks.
They might ask
You
us,
never know.
yeah.
Well, wherever they're available to be dropped off, we could have a few
Mhm.
people to pick up.
Where does this survey come from?
It came from Freiburg. They
Oh, you just changed the language?
I just changed the name of the town, and wherever they had Route 302, I put 202. So I
Is
mean,
it very different from that one?
I don't. I just got this
So
one,
you
so
don't
I
know.
haven't had a chance to look it over. So I don't know.
Pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's good.
Would be interesting to see, when she gets to it, what that other one looked like and what the results were. Even though it's I mean, you've had
How many
I'm
years?
sure, almost 20 years.
Yeah, then,
Well, I can read you some of the survey comments on the last one. Were one, allowing for growth and progress without destroying the character of the town, maintaining an excellent school system, improving Depot Road, which actually I think that's a state road,
It is a state road.
and they just repaved that not too long ago. Number 2 would be the quality of schools, maintenance of schools in Lebanon, road maintenance, the need for more law enforcement in our community, the need for safety and roads in
See,
our
they have
community.
upgraded the schools.
Yeah,
They
the
put a new
roof,
on
that roof has
Lebanon
been done.
Elementary and heating systems, and so they have done some.
So requiring people to clean up their property, get rid of junk in yards and unsightly messes, require basic standards on appearance, road protection of
He's
water.
gonna interrupt her, Paul. He's got a question. Paul's got a question.
What's that, Paul?
Are you still on this here?
Yeah, we're still talking about the
Okay.
survey.
Excuse me. On number 9, house lot, it's already determined it's 2 acres.
right, but I think we're asking, would people
Wanna change.
consider going to less than 2 acres?
Why cut a room throat?
Exactly.
Well, I'm just, I think that's
No,
why
I know
it's
what
here.
you're saying,
I think that's why
but-
it's there.
But then, down the road here, you got, water and surge and everything else. If you go less than 2 acres, sooner or later, we're gonna be forced to have
Storage and water.
storage. So leave it alone, you know? make the survey as brief as you can, that's my opinion.
Cause I don't think a lot of people,
Well, we really don't
know
have like
that.
an in-town like Freiburg does, anyway. Like Freiburg has more of a
right,
in-town
Right.
area than we.
Yeah,
we
what I'm
do.
getting at is, surveys don't, you know, carry that much weight, but don't put things that'll hurt us down the road.
yeah, cause when you start to say less than 2 acres, then you do get into that issue of needing to supply storage, and right now we all have other.
You know who's gonna vote for less than 2 acres? People that own land, okay?
Mhm.
I think that finding out the most information is gonna be valuable. This isn't gonna change the law.
No.
People aren't, unless you're stupid, you can't, I mean, you realize that they could be less than 2 if everyone went to vote on
See,
it.
there is, and the thing is there are parcels in town less than 2 acres, but
I
they
know
were
there are.
grandfathered under, many years ago.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what
People would, you know.
what people, we just kind of want to get an idea of what people are thinking. And I think the more questions you ask, the more information that you absolutely have to work with. It doesn't mean that our goal would ever be to be less than 2 acres. And I don't think you're gonna put something in somebody's mind that's probably not already there, but that's my opinion. What are we gonna do?
Maybe just change number 10 to what do you consider to be the ideal lot size for a building lot?
Cause yeah, we don't even have
Well,
it
you
in
have no choice, you know, it's 2 acres.
Well, some people may want it to be a larger lot,
Well, if you ask me, I'd like 3 acres.
right?
Or like in, North Berwick, they have 2 and 3 and 5, I
The
think.
further you get out of town,
Yep, that's
the further
what,
you get out of town, the more acreage you gotta have.
Yeah,
Cause I think,
Well, I think
I know
that's
some
where this
people
is
there,
coming.
they had 4 acres.
right, I heard there was 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's like up on
Yeah.
Lebanon Road, yes.
Yeah.
They had to have 4 acres for their building lot.
that's why where the zoning actually
Right,
comes in.
because they, in town, they got which they do, again, they have a little town atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
so they do have housing that's, you can drive your car in the driveway and that's what you got for property,
Yeah.
But the further you get out of town, the more acreage,
Yeah.
so the
Maybe
closer.
that-
Most towns are like that, I mean, it's like, okay,
I think
I
that's
grew
what
up in
they're
a town,
going for
everybody
here.
was close
I do.
together, and then you get to quarter acres, half acres, and my parents had to have 2.5,
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I
Yeah,
think
the
that's where
40.
this is going.
Yeah.
But it talks about lot size for in-town locations, what do you consider an in-town
Well,
location
that's
here?
it. Where do you-
Then
where do
where would our be, you know, what's in town?
We really don't have a main street, something
Yeah,
condensed enough.
Where is Main?
There is no main street
There is
in
no.
Lebanon.
202s, you know, and, yeah.
They use Center Road
Center
as
Road. As a
when they
main.
do the parades and stuff, which is, come down
Right.
here, but it's really not a main street.
No,
'Cause
it's not.
There really isn't.
in other words, town proper.
Yeah, because years ago, the town was broke up, literally broke. Like there was North Lebanon, they have their own little there was a little community. East Lebanon, there was a community. South Lebanon, there was a community.
So you were literally.
Center Lebanon, they had their own little
The
community.
4 little towns all banded
Right,
together.
and they all had schools and little stores and,
So I guess the reality is this in terms of in-town locations. What it does is it poses a fact that maybe people would like, and may not be the majority of people, and certainly not the people who've lived here the longest, but would people like an in-town location? Would they, is that
Well,
something that people
I
can?
do know on the state standards, they do want you to have a certain percentage of affordable housing.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps like affordable housing could be, like say if
Closer
you
together.
worked over towards where they have the water over in
South Lebanon.
South Lebanon, and built out around that area,
Right.
maybe smaller lots where they have some services now to have the affordable housing in that area.
See, that's like Varney Street, all them guys, their houses are right there ain't much land,
Exactly.
they got room enough to drive their car in their
That's it, huh?
driveway, and that's pretty
You
much.
got people in town that, the septic system is congested.
Right, and that's the
That's-
thing, you gotta be careful, because there's state laws and federal laws.
Right.
Your well can only be, has to be
So
X
many
amount of
feet.
feet away
Oh, yeah.
from your sewer
Right.
system.
But maybe that's, falls under the affordable housing, is if the lot size is a little smaller, it's gonna be more affordable
Yeah,
to
but
build
that-
on.
But affordable means, okay, so now you're gonna have to look into putting in a sewer system.
That
That's,
particular area.
that's
yeah,
expensive.
Yeah.
so
Because
now you
they-
gotta hire people to run this thing, one thing, you gotta lay the lines, you gotta have,
There is nobody
You
who
gotta have
says,
treatment.
You gotta have
You
treatment.
I don't know,
Yeah.
all of our, in Indian Lake Shores, they're all quarter-acre lots, and they all have private septics.
Right, everybody has septic systems,
And
that's
the
what I'm saying,
quarter acre
to
lots,
put
and
in
that's
to
just
put in
really-
a sewer system would just be fun.
Oh, I know, so, but you could say, it starts here at half-acre lot. And with that, you could have a private well and septic. Because all the lots in Indian Lake Shores have.
Right, but then we're all grandfathered too. You know what I mean?
Well,
All you guys' lots are grandfathered up there.
Yeah.
So that if something happened to a place, supposedly, I guess you can, build same size or less on what you had.
I think you have to build on the same foundation,
Right, the same footage, right.
the same
Right, they give
foundation
you- right.
actually, yeah.
It's
Wait.
just because of the well, it's for safety issues,
Mhm,
your well can only, can't be that close to your septic system today.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the well guy that we talked to, you could put it right through the middle of the septic system as long as you cased it properly.
Would you want your?
I know, I'm just saying.
No, I know, he's
Just
saying, is this guy got his well system drilled down
Oh,
through?
no, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
but-
I know
but
exactly what you're saying, it's
they
like
can.
these people, they're saying they, take and filter out sewage and then turn it back into people's drinking water. That's not on my part of taste.
Well,
Okay,
maybe-
but anyways,
9 and 10 could be one question, I think, and we can take out, we could make it one question and just take out what's the ideal lots, what do you consider the ideal lot size? Period. If you wanna know, for opinion, what people really think.
Right, cause you're just asking,
You're just asking, what do you,
What-
what do
yeah.
you think?
not saying anything's gonna happen,
No.
but what do you think?
So there'd be no rural and no in town.
okay, so we'll take out 9
Right, and just leave 10 lots,
and just
Take out
leave out,
Cause you're just asking them a
lot size,
question.
we'll
period,
leave out,
Right.
yeah, lot size,
question mark.
Take out little.
yeah.
It just kinda tells you what people are thinking, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna bet you that not too many people are saying the ideal lot size is a half an acre.
No, I don't think so
Because people are
either.
thinking, well, yeah, that's really great for somebody else, not me. Hi there.
Howdy.
Hey,
Hey, you alright? You're
Am I
walking
alright?
kinda,
I'm always walking that way.
He's normal.
he's normal, oh, okay,
He's his normal self.
he's his normal self, you look tired, buddy.
Oh, always.
hey, this is what we're working on right now, the, survey that you, we're looking it over and making some adjustments. So,
I wish 14 was separated.
We just took out number 9 on the second page, we just took out 9.
14. I wish that was kind of separated.
Feed you,
I think you need a retail store, but I certainly don't think you need chain restaurants.
We took out 9, and on 10,
should tell it.
we just
Enforce
ended
manual
this
for
question
building.
mark after
Energy.
lot
basically
size.
business, we can talk to that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
So you
Okay.
took 9
You
right
don't,
out.
you don't put
Yeah,
that.
we took
9.
9 right out,
That-
and
that's
we're
gonna
gonna
come
make
back to
10,
haunt you.
just what do you consider to be the ideal lot size, period, or question mark?
Yeah.
See if they pass, you're right, somebody.
Alright,
Does anybody know me?
Nope.
no,
Sorry.
no.
Wanna know me?
Yes.
I'm Joyce Wood, I'm Skip's daughter-in-law.
Hi,
Oh,
Joyce.
hi Joyce, I'm Betty Harris Howard.
Hi,
I'm Ellen Harrison.
Karina Cole.
Paul Nettle.
I know Tony. He's a
Everybody knows
distant
Tony.
relative. Thank you.
She's not a resident, but she's,
Yeah, Skip,
most of her stuff is here.
did you have the opportunity to read over this survey?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, did you have take any notes on it, or?
Not particularly, no. Not
Okay.
really at the time.
Alright, and you're up.
Me, oh, where was I?
14.
Oh, and 14, I just think that there are two things that sometimes should be separated. The chain restaurants versus retail stores. I certainly don't wanna see a Burger King here. Just don't like Burger
You
King.
wanna separate the,
But a retail store, I'm not saying that we need a whole block of retail stores, but maybe a store. But,
or you
I
put,
don't want it to
you
be a
want the
chain
question
store.
put into two questions?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say, are you talking chain restaurants and chain retail stores? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or,
Mm.
I mean, I like the fact that we have some local restaurants, I don't want them to be chain. I wouldn't mind having some retail stores, I don't want them to be chain stores.
Maybe we're gonna take out
So-
chain,
Yeah,
I'm just
take out
saying that
chain.
there are different issues.
take out the word chain.
I mean-
Do you want the development of restaurants and retail stores?
I mean, retail stores covers a whole lot of stuff, I mean, I certainly don't want us to look at Walmarts, I like hardware stores and local, owned
Well, maybe like you said,
businesses.
that would be a good idea, just to take out chain.
Yeah,
Cause this was developed, I'm not sure if you know, this was developed from Freiburg,
Mhm.
Maine,
Mhm.
the survey that they did, this is a survey they did actually.
Okay.
And I just changed wherever it said Freiburg to Lebanon and wherever they had 302 to 202. So we're just trying to make some adjustments and then we hope to distribute it, at different places, the transfer station, the library, town offices, and the fire department if you'd like, yep. And make it also those same places to drop off the surveys before December 1st. Bring you up to speed.
on 15,
On 14,
I'm
if I
sorry.
could just ask a question on that.
Mhm.
Do you does the group wanna know if Lebanon wants chain restaurants?
Yeah. Well, I
Because
don't,
if you take chain out, you're never gonna get that response. They're gonna say, sure, of course we want restaurants. I've seen surveys that might say, I think splitting that in two might be a great idea, but so if you said you support the development of restaurants and then put B, chain,
or local,
and have two
Mm.
answers, chain,
or local restaurants.
and then
I
have,
wouldn't
have
put
another
local.
question about the retail stores. I think that was
Cause
a
I
good
think
idea.
that,
Some people may want chain.
yeah,
So,
I don't want
Yeah.
their answer.
yeah,
Right.
it's
Can
not
have
up to
everybody's
us to,
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah. So make it do you support the development of
Yeah.
chain restaurants?
If you wanna say development of restaurants and then say B, do you support the development of restaurants and you could say, and I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna remember everybody's
Ellen.
name, somebody
It's
was
good.
Ellen over
I'm
here.
Ellen.
You could say A local and B chain,
yeah,
and
you
then
could.
then they could say yay and nay.
Or then we could say restaurants and retail stores, chain, or, I don't know, locals.
Or you
Chain
could
or
make
other.
retail stores a separate question.
Yeah,
Well, we're just trying to keep it from getting too long though. But if I added an A and a B,
Mm.
I think that would
yeah, you just add an A and a B to the whole question.
show local.
Chain or otherwise, it's all.
Yeah.
Or chain or otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, A,
So
chain.
I think if you take the word chain out, you're not gonna get the
Right.
answer that you're looking for.
Okay, good.
Mm.
So make it A, chain restaurants,
Mhm.
retail stores. And B, other types of.
If you wanna keep it simple, you could leave the question, development of restaurants
And
or retail stores and say A chain, yes or no, B local, yes or no.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that way.
Okay, then we could
I
try,
could do local only, or chain, I'll put chain or B local only. Does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't have to be a chain. Someone
You
from
still could be
another
local.
area could
no problem.
wanna put something here, but it doesn't mean it's a chain.
Right, B
So-
is local
But
only.
what does local mean?
Local or other, basically.
Or other.
Yeah,
I mean,
or
chain,
other.
chain or other.
Yeah,
Privately
or
owned.
other, yeah.
Privately owned.
Other would be covering everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright,
Where's the village?
Yeah.
15.
is where the 5-way is off up West Lebanon Road?
Yeah, I know where that is.
That's a village, okay.
Yeah,
No.
What they call it.
yeah.
Okay, that's a village.
Yeah, we've been there, we noticed it was a
I didn't know
village.
it was a village.
Yeah.
I didn't know they called it the village, okay.
Okay, then, we can go back like, as the question we were talking about the lots earlier, then we have to look at 22. Should the town consider a public sewer system? And it says here one was considered previously, was one actually considered
Oh,
previously?
this was Freiberg's, I didn't change
Yeah, I was
anything
gonna
else.
say,
22 gone? Take it out?
Well, sometime you're gonna need that, sooner or later, you're gonna.
Well, I can
public
take
service
out
in
one
part
has
of it.
been considered previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part,
That part, because we haven't, but
Mm.
I think we should leave it.
Okay.
yeah, you go,
Hey, should the town consider it, yeah.
Did you wanna say and or water, too?
I thought there
Or
was
is
one
there just
for
separate
water.
one for water?
There might be one for water. Is there one?
Well, maybe not.
No, let's just read down.
Public sewer and water, you wanna put that?
Yeah, add water in there, public
Public
sewer
sewer.
and water system.
Yeah.
You should take 22 right out.
Well, I don't think so, I think we should leave it in.
Why take it out? Why take it out?
Well, don't give anybody reason to go against this. You remember what happened the last one.
But I mean, if they, yeah, but there may be enough people that consider that we should
Yeah,
have it.
but the ones that are against it are the ones that work the hardest.
Okay.
You know
Um,
that.
Actually, I'm gonna kind of break from what we're doing, and go on a suggestion that, now, I don't know if before, we were able to do it in sections, but the recommendation from Southern Maine Regional Planning was perhaps just to take certain sections of this, like the introduction, the historical, population, roads and transportation part, and maybe the natural resources, and present those to the voters first.
Mm-hmm.
And probably that would be easier, I would think, to have people accept, and then later on, maybe a year from next June, present them with, the community facilities and services, land use and housing, fiscal resources and economy. And like take on that tougher stuff where we have a year to work on that part of it. So that was just a suggestion, maybe to do it in sections where, like I said, it may be accepted a little bit better, the basic parts of it, that's really like resources and whatnot, things that can't be changed, to be accepted first. Just to get people in.
It's a good point, but where did I hear somebody say that it was a way? I've heard that someplace else that doing it in sections is oftentimes a better way when you've got a tough group that you're trying to.
Would they recommend actually bringing it to your town meeting,
In June.
just a section?
Yeah, pieces of it. They'll, and I was gonna go over that, as the meeting progresses, but I wanted to go over the survey first, because we really wanna get this out, and.
Is this
and
gonna
get
be the first of a couple of different surveys, most likely?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're required to do more than one. But we could do another one after hopefully if we get the first section passed, the first half of it.
Because this survey obviously covers everything,
Yeah,
so you're not covering just those few first sections.
we're just using this as a template, this is from Freiberg, so it kinda covers everything. Okay, okay, so change 22 to public sewer and water systems. Okay, and the biggest challenges facing Lebanon over the next 10 years. There's several there: maintaining the rural character, unemployment, increasing taxes, crime, protecting water quality, protecting water quantity, preserving agriculture, preserving nature resources, retaining existing businesses, commercial development, and sprawl. And then it has space for other. Can anybody else think of anything to add to that? I think that's a really important question. I think it goes pretty well with 28 as well. What people might favor
Yeah.
increasing taxes for.
But we don't have sidewalks.
Right. Well, and you have that area in South Lebanon that maybe they are interested in some sidewalks. There is a lot of kids in that area walking on the roads. So actually probably put just sidewalks on there instead of improved sidewalks, right?
You know what's interesting is that you have those two questions that I get.
Sidewalk,
I understand.
Yeah, under 28.
just take out approve.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it says I'm in favor of increased taxes to do all of these things, and then the challenges. It just seems to me that, you know, if we increase some commercial development, that we can raise taxes there without saying to people, we're gonna raise your taxes. That's scary.
Well, that would make another tax, somebody else you could tax.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kinda looks like, oh, if I improve the roads, they're gonna rain, you know.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's like, you know, what would you be willing to pay a little extra for? I think that's what basically saying.
Yeah.
So like if you want to, you know, like increase your fire department, bring it up to more current. Would you like to
Fire truck that's safe.
like to add? I'm just saying. Would you like to?
I get
Would
your
you
point.
build? You know,
Yeah.
be more willing to
Yeah.
to pay a little more in taxes to upgrade that, or maybe
It's
you
an
know a
opinion
long
question,
term
yeah.
investment in your roads.
Mhm.
You know.
What,
Like I would pay a little extra to get my road improved, you know.
what does established senior housing education mean?
Where is that?
Under 28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down?
I don't know.
Senior housing
You
would
might-
make sense.
You might change that, yeah. Might
Take
out
education out. That's not
senior
making
housing. And does Lebanon have any,
Assisted living,
right,
not that I know of.
not assisted living, low income housing?
We were just talking about that a little bit. That's actually
State
percentage of
law.
it has to be by state law.
Does Lebanon have any at this point?
Not that I know of.
We
But
don't have
that,
senior housing either.
yeah, and we talked about that a little bit when we did the last comprehensive plan about how expensive it is to encourage these single family dwellings, because where you might get $2,500 in a tax revenue, they might have 2 or 3 kids. That's going to cost $2,700 a year
Costing you more.
to put through school.
That's why you wanna encourage.
Encourage more business, encourage the
To offset.
assisted living, to kind of offset
That's right.
those single family homes.
You don't have police services at this time, right?
Well,
No, just the state covers.
the state does cover us right now. We're going pretty well, actually.
Would you
Oh,
leave
yeah,
that
they're
one
out
that
and
says
about.
improved police services?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, all.
They may want,
Because
they
it
want
is
enough people to
important.
do more.
There was enough
The
here
other night, right outside my house.
on the survey comments that we got before were
Right.
that was several comments
And-
about law
and
enforcement.
It's not just the marked cruisers, a lot of unmarked hanging.
You're doing a great
Oh, yeah, I
job.
watch my speedometer.
So,
The biggest challenge for Lebanon.
Okay.
They say about 21.
no.
Shouldn't let that.
There was actually a comment on that about having on the last survey about requiring people to clean their properties and get rid of junk and stuff, so
That's a good one.
I think it's good to keep on.
Are there land use that the town should not allow?
Is number 20, is Lebanon under the Maine Uniform Building Code?
Yes,
Yeah,
Boca, I think.
yeah,
Well,
and the new
Boca's
one.
the old one, the new
No,
one
it's
is
the new one,
Maine-
he just
Maine
got done,
Uniform.
yeah.
Then I don't know. It
Yeah,
was
they
Boca
are,
for
it's,
quite a while.
it's the new one,
So
yeah.
if you're already under it, you don't really need to ask that question.
Should they enforce it?
Mm-hmm.
By law, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we don't need
I
it.
just
Right.
visited
Okay.
Wednesday
Because
Picture.
That kind of just,
Okay.
Positive,
well,
So just
that
take 20
shortens
right
it a
out.
little bit, yeah.
Do you have any problems with your codes and things that are going on in that area? That you need to ask people, do they wanna do something to,
Well, you, possibly, cause we've just got a new code
Yeah,
enforcement that is
yeah.
doing more than the other one did, but
Yeah.
it's just started, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, and he's
They-
picked up
they
a lot
may-
of stuff, my
may
understanding
want-
is.
but if he's following that Maine Uniform
Mhm.
Building Code,
Right.
then he's gotta abide
Right,
by the
he
go
has
by.
no choice.
That's right.
Right.
That he still has to be backed by the selectmen and stuff, and they don't wanna do a lot of stuff, so, right now, so they may,
Unfortunately, they have to.
Mhm. Because that's
not
state.
Lebanon.
Well, then maybe there should be a question about that.
Well, that's private, but that's, I mean, it's.
Well,
I
how
mean,
would you
private
word that
property.
question?
I mean, if you go with the
Is the
property
town
maintenance
following
code,
a state mandated building code?
Yeah, I mean,
I would leave that for now,
Yeah.
see what, how it develops.
See what you get for responses.
yeah,
So on 20, are we leaving it or?
yeah,
20 I take out, no,
yeah, we're gonna take it out, aren't we?
Okay, so take out
just
20.
put 21 is the next thing, but that was.
Okay, we'll leave that one.
His stuff.
I think
Right.
16, 17, and 18, and 19 are great questions.
I think it's pretty good.
Excuse me.
And I just added, I did add number 31.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would like to add? Just maybe to, if
Okay.
people want to add anything,
Yo,
to get input,
that's a good idea.
so, okay.
When do you plan on putting them out?
I could actually find out when, I can make the changes
Should clean some of this crap up.
and start
really.
putting them out,
That's a really good idea.
and then just make sure to have them at the
You can't tell anybody how to fix a house,
town office.
Yeah,
but
Okay,
that's just a thing they'll use
I
against
think, you know, the sooner we get them out,
Okay.
hopefully more people will, you know, and
Okay,
if
so
we all
I'll
have a
make
few, maybe
changes.
we'll
yeah.
give them to our friends and whatever. And do this for me, would you?
Yeah, that's not a question,
Okay.
especially like now, a lot of people losing their jobs, they can't even make the house payment, you know, how you gonna fix up the outside of your house?
I
and
think
that-
it means just taking out the trash at the moment would be nice, you know? Some of
Yeah.
it, I fully understand what you're saying.
But a lot of people are gonna
Maybe
take
to
it.
have them all set for November's meeting, and then,
Yeah. I'd do it before then. But it's up to you,
okay,
whatever you think, what do people think? Do you think we should get them out before next meeting?
Well,
see what we
you're gonna
start
give 'em- you're gonna pass them out at the election anyhow, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Mostly, I mean,
And the election's what, the 5th?
5th of November.
So they need to be ready
Before that, yeah.
before that, cause they need to be printed and.
Cause if you're not
Yeah.
gonna, mail them out, then it's big.
No,
big
and
deal.
actually, where it's like 3 pages, I was thinking of maybe doing a brief description about what the comprehensive plan is on the front page, and then the survey on the inside and the back page.
That's a good idea, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe,
that's a
right,
good
next
idea.
meeting,
Yeah,
our next meeting would be when?
November.
Second, I don't remember,
Okay, so that's before the election.
gotta be before the election to get
Yeah.
this. And probably,
Would be, oh no, it wouldn't, it'd be November 6th.
then you may have to have a meeting at the end of October, cause you've gotta have these ready to,
Yep.
to fly.
Yeah. Maybe,
Meets the last week of October.
well, if
What-
there's nothing else that anybody wants to change, I can make the changes and get them out.
Okay.
If you send them to us, then we can.
Yeah, I can email it, and then if anybody has any changes, I'll say,
See this right here?
if there's no
Give it
changes.
so many
They need
days and
security.
that's it,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Repair
I'll just go to
derelict
town
property.
hall and get a copy.
Okay, so I
I'm in
will,
favor
well,
of
I'll email it to
increasing
people
taxes.
too.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
To repair derelict
Yeah, but I wanna
property.
make mine out.
That shouldn't be there, that's,
My
Before,
opinion.
There's been a couple of concerns raised over a couple of these things,
what's that?
21 and then repair of derelict properties on 28. And as a member, I guess I'm a member, am I a member?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Maybe.
Yes, no.
But probably
yeah.
should at least discuss those, because the concern's been brought up a couple times.
With what, I'm sorry?
21, should the property maintenance codes be adopted to regulating the exterior condition of properties? That might be a good question to ask your code enforcement officer to see if there's any, is something to that effect already covered in the main uniform building code?
yeah, but they
Probably
can't
not,
tell
yeah.
you what color to
that-
paint your house.
They're not,
That's what it comes out to.
They're not getting,
the condition of it, that's basically, I mean,
And maybe the question's worded incorrectly.
it should be different, cause this is more or less for like that house that burnt on Champion Street.
exactly, that's
You
what
get rid
we're,
of
this
it,
is
yeah.
what we're, right,
I mean, but
that's the case that we're at,
that's not saying-
asking about.
It's not
I
saying
know,
that
but-
though.
and-
So
Right.
maybe it just needs to be reworded.
Worded,
Yeah.
because it, like Paul says, we look at that and it looks like you're telling me I've gotta clean up.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
are you gonna raise your taxes to clean up my property? No, I'm not voting in favor for that.
I lived in a town where they came in and you had to let them know if you're gonna paint your kitchen.
Well, I
Yeah,
heard
that
of
was
somewhere,
crazy.
and I wish I could think of, if you don't mow your lawn, they bring somebody in, it's in like a development, they bring
Yep.
somebody in, charge you
They
X
do,
amount of
yeah.
dollars,
Yeah,
and they
that's-
mow it for you, if it
yeah.
gets like a quarter of an
And
inch
you're
higher.
allowed to do that if everybody approves.
Proves it,
Is
yeah.
that what
It's
you
usually in
want?
those,
Right.
yeah,
It's
those
in the deed,
covenant-
it's
in those
yeah.
covenants.
So
Yeah,
much-
there's
Well,
in
I
the
do
deed.
know that on the survey comments, one of them was requiring people to clean up their property and get rid
Right.
of junk and yards and unsightly messes.
Property maintenance
in-
codes
in-
be adopted,
Yeah, and
period.
They
I-
require basic standards on appearance, is what it
Right, I
says.
think 21 should be reworded,
Should property maintenance
not the
codes be
exterior
adopted,
conditions,
Mm.
period.
Cause exteriors tell me, you're
Yeah.
telling me,
I
well, I
think
gotta
that's
take it and
perfect.
do
I mean,
something
if
to
you
the
need
outside
to,
of my house.
yeah, if you don't have any money, how can you
Are
get
you
your house
okay with
painted?
that?
But
Are
if
you
you've got
okay with
garbage
that?
all over your lawn,
Understandable,
we
right.
want it gone.
21,
That's,
Should property maintenance codes be adopted, period?
Without
it's
any-
automatic, I mean, you know,
It doesn't talk just about the exterior condition of your home, though, it talks about any,
I know.
and that just kinda leaves it open.
Or something
There's-
that's dangerous on your property
there's
for
a house,
children,
Right.
there's a house,
people with junk,
less than a mile from here, everything is legal about it, people living in it. Been like that for years, you know what I'm talking about. It's been like that, they don't do anything, what are you gonna do, tell them?
if you adopt a code, you can tell them. If you
You
adopt a
could tell them
code,
what,
I had to tear
it-
down an 8x8 shed.
huh?
I had
Yes,
to tear
you
down an
did.
8x8 shed.
I think the way you worded it is perfect, if everybody else is good with it. Take out the conditions and
yeah,
the
should property maintenance codes be
exterior
adopted?
conditions.
Okay.
I think, Paul, what we're
Just a
saying is,
question on it to see
you
if there
had-
is anything.
Right.
if you had a
Leave it
code,
open to the code
these people
officer
could be
or
told
whatever,
you can't
whoever
live in a
does the
house
code.
that's not that's not safe or unsanitary. You can tell them not, that to get out, and they do in other towns. get out, you can't, the property's uninhabitable.
You can condemn a building.
That's right, you
Yeah.
can condemn a building.
But
If it's
the way it is
safety.
now, if we condemn it, then we're responsible for that.
Right.
Right,
and
but
'cause
if
we've
you-
cleaned up,
Right.
we've
But
already.
if you
But
adopted
if you
something,
if you've got a
on,
code in there
Oh,
that's
yeah.
different, then.
then maybe that would, we
Off
wouldn't be
Sheffield,
responsible for
yes,
it,
That one-
like the burned down
The
property
second
thing.
house in, when
Are they gonna
they
pay
took
for
it
that?
over, they cleaned it
Is
out.
that guy
the
gonna
one
pay
that's
for it
Gully Evans
finally?
and
Gully
Shannon.
Evans,
I don't know.
They'll take it, they'll
Yeah,
just
we
put a
had-
lien on it, that's what they're planning,
Well.
have to do now.
Yeah.
And if they pay it to
Why would you pay extra taxes to repair derelict properties? Why
Right,
would
that's-
anybody even do that?
to repair it, to do something about it, I would say.
Yeah, like there's an
Not, maybe not
instance where
repair it,
there's
you may wanna have to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
If it was somebody else's property?
I am in favor
yeah,
of
there's
it.
a burnt, like a
on
burnt
their
house
property,
on the
like
other
a
side of
Tile
town.
that's falling down,
If
or
something was
a house that's been
dangerous,
burned.
Yeah,
it would be
But if
worth,
if it
and children are
belongs-
going there or something, I
If it
think,
belongs to me, I would expect that the officials of the town would condemn my property and legally
You have
like
to-
right
you
now,
have to
there's an
remove
instance
it.
where there's a burnt house.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had other houses that
Yeah.
we've.
Yeah,
had to
And
the,
they're
remove.
trying to
the
get
owners
that.
aren't taking care of it.
And it
It's
said in
been-
the paper, the town's gonna pay to take this down.
it is.
That's
And
our
then they'll
tax-
try and go after him,
That's our
Yeah.
tax dollars.
but right now,
But then you're gonna put a lien on it, and you're gonna
Right.
end up
They're
with a
gonna own
property.
it, like the one on,
eventually the town may own that, end up
Yeah.
owning that property.
And sell it off
Well,
and.
yeah, I mean.
And
right,
then
you-
sell it off and we get
right,
your
you
money
rack
back.
up the, right, you
It's
rack
just
up
gonna-
the
it's
bill,
gonna
how
take the
much it
time.
costs.
Yeah.
But if you don't have any money to do that with,
Right.
then it's gonna sit there
So
forever.
yeah, so you,
And that's what we're saying, that's what we're saying
We're
about number
asking, can you-
21. Should property maintenance regulate the exteriors of codes? You know, exterior is your house, you know,
So
We're
it
taking
costs
that
you
out.
okay,
oh, we
so-
took that out, Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, we do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But it, you know,
Just to
it's
save this.
it's just a survey question. It's something that if
Very-
if the
very
people
long.
really wanted it, it would have to be adopted in an ordinance referendum.
We'd
There's
have to-
nothing we can put in place.
So maybe that's a good question. Do you
I
guys
think-
wanna continue paying for burned down houses?
Maybe it is.
If I'm living here when this goes on, I'm gonna say no.
But I mean, legally, I can make them do it, you know, but
Right.
But
just
that's
by
right.
being fire chief, but it's just, the town didn't wanna do that, but, you know, if it's an unsafe building, I can condemn it and have it torn down
Right.
right off, but.
See,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think
Biddeford
it's-
do. They
it's
tag 'em
kids
with the
getting
fire
into the
department.
stuff
Fire
that you have to
department
worry
go in
about.
there,
But then
Yeah,
somebody
water
still
They
They do
post
that.
them, and there's a lot of them still stand, but they've got a big sign, and it's something to do with the fire department, and they've got them all boarded up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll leave that,
You had to
we'll,
board
we'll
that
leave, we'll
place
leave that right up to Skip,
Yeah.
he can take
You
care
had
of
to
it for
board that
us.
place up.
But then we're responsible though if somebody gets hurt in it.
Yeah,
So-
that's
don't
the
know how they-
problem.
That's scary.
No, you
But
know,
I know I know there's 3 right off, that they, you know, like Wonder downtown. They even block the street.
Where's your downtown? Oh,
We'll get
I
it.
thought you meant Lebanon.
No,
Yeah,
You have a
we haven't-
downtown?
No, we haven't found one yet, we're still looking for it, maybe on the
Yeah.
map someplace.
Well, that's actually on number 28 too. Is there's a checkoff if people are in favor of repairing
yeah, well,
Right, that's what we
Development
were
property.
saying.
That's
Yeah.
one of the questions that we were,
Right.
You can leave
That-
it there,
that
it
should
doesn't
not-
do any harm there.
Okay.
that should be reworded a little different, I think.
Repair derelict, properties with, it sounds to me like you either tear them down or board them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe,
You're not gonna repair them for you folks.
It's just a question if people want to pay for that. Okay.
more than repair, I guess you'd
Yeah,
be
what's
dealing
the
with
word?
them. What's another word we could use
Repair.
besides repair them? We wouldn't wanna repair them, it's more that we tear them down.
It would be-
Repair or remove.
Deal.
Not repair, you're not gonna repair it, it's gonna
Right.
be.
Right, you don't want to.
You're either gonna,
Right.
you're either
Repair or
gonna condemn
remove?
it or you're gonna
Maybe we should
increase
just,
the taxes to rid us of derelict properties or, you know, to
What?
get rid of the,
derelict properties, yeah.
or, not, maybe not derelict, but whatever you wanna call it, condemned or
Condemn-
unsafe
Yeah.
unsafe
why
properties
don't you
or,
just leave the whole thing right out? Why,
cause you need something in there to take care of that if we did have it,
Mhm.
if, you know, if they were in favor of it. If
how
you got a
about,
barn that's falling down out here and it's just
Yeah,
out
but
in the
it-
middle of someplace, and if we have
Just
nothing,
keep doing what you're doing and
then yeah, but then it just
not
sits there
get
and
people
falls down.
involved.
But that's the problem, we have to be involved, cause then the town's responsible. If a kid goes into that barn and
I
the building
understand.
falls in, then the town's
how
responsible.
about
They're gonna get
unsafe,
sued.
instead of derelict, unsafe properties?
Right.
How about address derelict / unsafe properties? Address them,
Take care of,
So I would say deal with, address, something to that effect.
If you're gonna do that, take off increased taxes.
It's just trying to get an idea, Paul, what people would actually, wouldn't mind paying for. It's not
Nobody wants to
necessarily
pay
they're
for
gonna
it.
maybe nobody will check that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if everybody checks that, then that's telling you guys something.
Yeah, tell them
repair,
that they want, if they
so I'm
don't,
gonna
they
talk
don't
about
check it,
repair,
they don't want it,
unsafe
it's fine.
properties, repair,
Not repair, you don't wanna repair it.
You want-
repair, remove,
remove,
repair /
to
remove.
I wouldn't say repair.
remove unsafe properties.
Oh,
Well, sometimes
you
it could be
wanna remove it
cheaper to
either.
repair it than remove it.
So a town would pay to repair somebody's house?
Well, if it's a, depending what it was.
Oh,
No, I wouldn't say they would repair it, but it might be cheaper, like I say, to repair it.
Repair / remove.
I like what you just said, address, because that means
Just
that
address,
leaves
yeah.
it open to, do we tear it down, do we condemn it, do we find another way to deal with it?
Cause it's pretty hard to tear down now,
Okay, address,
I mean, you've got
To
to.
Do we
address.
find out grandma lives here and we can get the
Hazardous
kids in
waste.
Arizona to come up and
Unsafe.
fix it?
unsafe properties,
Right. Unsafe.
unsafe properties.
Cause we do get a number of calls on people that think a lot of properties are unsafe and they ought to be dealt with, and they figure the town ought to be doing something about it, which, you know, maybe
Yeah.
sometimes we can, but sometimes we can't either, you know, but at present.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay. We'll get that all set. Alright. And the next thing we would need to do is take and make sure everybody has gotten their, if I can find mine, appointment papers.
Ellen has to get hers.
I have to get mine.
She's been in Alaska.
I've been away.
Okay.
I have mine.
I came back Monday, so.
Hey, hi. So,
Survey.
You didn't come to join us?
I thought the meeting was at 6:30 and then I went, oh, it's at 6. We were over at Lone Oaks.
oh, was it 6? Oh, we were hanging around the house, waiting for 6:30
it was
to
at
come.
6. So, appointment papers, if you haven't gotten one, did you got one?
I did.
You got one? Do you wanna continue on, Paul, to get appointment papers for the service?
I'll come another time. I'll come one more time.
Okay, so,
I don't wanna be a permanent member.
no? Okay, did you get yours, Tony?
Well, you can come anyway,
Yeah,
right?
you can still come, you
You
don't have to.
Do I just say no?
No, and your name again?
Joyce?
Joyce?
Wood?
Okay. That's just to make it official that we're a committee and, anyone who's, appointed, I guess, could actually, we need to nominate, a chair, a vice chair and a recording secretary, according to, state laws. So, if you would like to send those appointments to me, you have my I can send you my, do you have email, Joyce?
I do. JOYCIEA Wood @yahoo.com.
Okay, and we can, if you want to just send me nominations for that, if anybody, or volunteers, just let me know, before the next meeting, and then we can vote on that.
We'll vote the next meeting.
We can vote,
Yeah, 'cause
yep,
some people aren't here tonight.
next meeting.
Okay.
Alright. And it was also suggested that we use the 1991 comprehensive plan as pretty much as a guide, that a lot of the work has already been done. And we also need people to sub-chair, I guess, these different sections on the housing. Well, the list is in the front of the, I don't know if anybody else has a copy of this. Okay, but
We really probably are gonna need them.
yeah.
Is it on your website or?
No, it isn't.
To be scanned in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's quite a, well, it's not the whole thing, but it's a lot of it. A lot of maps and
How much,
just this.
wonder how much it would cost to have it printed, but the people on the committee. Oh, we could borrow each copy and roll it home or something.
No, I was just thinking
I'd be willing to,
scanning it in and having it available on your website, but then people could pull off the section they needed or review it.
Well, like I said, the first few sections are the ones that we really want to deal with like half of it at a time anyway.
Can I make a suggestion? You maybe make copies of that you're looking at right there for us to review, and then maybe write down what we might like to be on.
that's an idea.
Just
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
copies of first.
Can you tell us what they are?
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
can tell you
curious.
what is contained in, this is the first volume. It has an introduction, which basically tells the reasoning behind the comprehensive plan. And then the chapter 2 is about historic and geographic setting. Number 3 is population, about the population. Number 4 is roads and transportation. 5 is community facilities and services. 6 is land use and housing. Chapter 7 is fiscal resources. Number 8 is local economy. Chapter 9 is cultural resources. And chapter 10 is natural resources. And then there's a separate volume, part 2, which is basically, the first volume tells, kind of says where we're at. And then the second volume is setting goals and a plan to achieve those goals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a summary of data and planning implications. And then chapter 12 is the community goals, and then strategies for implementation. And then there's a lot of maps, and go anywhere from the road surfaces to future land use down the road. The existing land use, water resources, soils, just a lot of maps. And actually, I went to the selectmen and requested some funding for the maps. I had gotten a letter from Southern Maine Regional, and we were allowed up to $1,200 to be expended from the contingency fund for the purposes of purchasing maps from Southern Maine Regional Planning Commission, which are needed for this comprehensive plan.
So they said 1,200 for the map?
Yeah. And they've been very helpful. I also, in my meeting, he gave me a CD with a lot of the resources on it that I'll be able to go to get a lot of these about the population information and a lot of just basic like census stuff. And I haven't been on it yet. But, yeah, I just met with him yesterday. But there should be a lot of links and things to a lot of the information that we're gonna need. And
So you're actually gonna have to make a bunch of these for everybody. So that everybody can connect with those links.
I also set up a Google page, Google Drive, so you can all link onto that too. That has a copy of the Hiram comprehensive plan, the 202 corridor study.
I couldn't copy them all. I got Harum Plan 1, Harum Plan 2 wouldn't open for me, and, but I don't know why 1 did and 2 didn't. So you might
I don't know, I put
Take a look at
everything right, that he gave me right onto Google Docs, so.
Send that Google thing to me again, would you? I tried to get in and I don't know what happened. Probably me.
Yeah.
Please send it to me
It
again.
could be me too, I'm not, too sad, my daughter probably knows more about it than I do, they use it a lot at school. So like I said, his recommendations were to, just, take it in sections and maybe try to get pieces of it on the ballot by next June. And he also said the transportation part of it can, a lot of that can be helped through state funding. And they're actually putting a person from their office, her name is Miranda McGowan, to work specifically on that part of our plan.
Oh.
So, which is helpful, so if they, state funding can pay for that, that's fabulous. And, so we take all the help we can get. And then, also talk to, Larry Torno, our road commissioner, but he's on vacation, so he really didn't wanna talk too much about it, but he will agree to work with Miranda on this, and hopefully we can get the transportation portion of it on the ballot by June.
So that's above and beyond the 1,200.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, well, some of the mapping, I'm sure covers, road surface conditions, highway accident, about highway, there's 1, 2, 3 highway things, the first 3 maps.
but she's gonna do that transportation section.
Yeah,
And
she
you're
can
not
work on it,
charging-
they have state funding for that portion of it, so if they wanna work on it, that's,
They have it this week anyway.
yeah, so, and, like I said, you can work with Larry had said that he would work with them on that, and,
The history must be already done.
the historical part should be, are you on the historical society too?
I do go to that. Yes, I do go to that. What do you say?
Guess who's doing that section?
You do the conservation stuff, don't
No,
you?
I'm not doing that section. No.
Well, like I said, the pieces that I like to do is, I can work on the introduction piece of it, but then we have the historical and geographic settings, the population part, which we should have a lot of that, and just the natural resources part, which I was gonna ask the comprehensive,
Conservation.
Conservation.
Commission
Yes.
committee. I will. I'll talk to John Bozak. He's our chairman,
Yep.
and we're pretty good with helping. So
And like I said, there's
I'll
sections
call
of it
John.
already done that,
well, that's what I figured. With the history's probably done.
Most of it's in there, you just gotta update the numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Cause that's almost what we did last time, was update the numbers we had from the first one.
Yeah.
and if you're interested in taking that on, I'll just give you the section out of this book, cause Judy just gave me a copy of it.
What do you want me to do?
The conservation piece.
Just
Oh,
look,
yeah, okay, yeah,
look
yeah, yeah.
at it,
Yeah, I'll take it.
so that's what,
to
the natural
to the meeting.
resources
Sure.
piece?
Yeah.
Is this on computer anywhere?
No, if you wanna type it all into the computer, you know, you can.
You scan it in, huh? You
So
don't
where
take
did
it
this,
out.
where did this come from?
That's from the last time we did it, back in '91, that was 4 computers.
So this was all hand typed?
I could also get, somebody that needs to
May I
do some
see that
community
from you?
services,
Yeah, there you
to
go.
type it. So I can give you the natural resources.
Okay, and I will
Section.
make a copy and return the original to you
That's
so that
fine.
nothing happens.
Put my notes right
Oh, this is actually interesting.
Good, Betty.
The geology here is really interesting.
And like I said, they have, lots of maps
I
and
know.
stuff too.
We were working on the roads and stuff the last time,
I don't know that.
and the public safety.
Yeah, we don't need to, reinvent the wheel.
No,
We'll use
no,
what we
basically
got,
use what we have,
Yeah,
we have to
and
type it
just
back in.
update and maybe reword if we're not crazy about the way it's written, but I think it's good that we have something to go on probably. Take us less than 4 years to do or something.
Took a while, I think.
Yeah.
is on the Historical Society?
Oh. I can't think. I think the meeting's next week, only there's another meeting the same
Why
night.
don't they just copy that and
You
use
know
that
that-
to
yeah.
start with?
Is it next Monday,
That one got
there's a
voted out.
meeting?
Right,
Is that
most of
when
it,
the-
like,
there's
that's
a
the one that
meeting
got
at the
voted
But
out.
that's what we're gonna do, Paul, we're gonna use this as our template.
So you don't have one now, so
We don't have one. In
you
fact,
don't have a copy of it?
Mm-mm.
no.
Seems to be the last time we had a little book, remember that? It was about the size of a town report. And I've been
Not-
looking
because
for
this
it.
is this one, and then we started doing it the last time, which is in 2003. Which is, we started, these are the roads and that stuff that we started redoing and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see if I can
But we
get
never did.
together sometime next week with Larry and talk about the roads part of it.
The population piece, that's interesting.
Would you like to take that on?
I think I would.
Excellent, I'll give you that piece.
Which one did you take, Alan?
Population.
I think that's really concerning. I read a editorial that somebody from Waterboro wrote, and his concern was clearly that because of their acreage, the lot sizes, the mandatory lot sizes, that young people could not get homes in the town, and so they were moving away.
Oh, no.
Which is really, I mean,
Good
highly-
information.
Yeah, and it was also recommended that just focus on the Lebanon part and not,
oh yeah.
other areas of town.
But I mean, those are interesting things to think about when we talk about affordable
What's your favorite?
housing.
It is,
What you
I never
think?
did think about it that
No.
way.
I can't afford to bring that to where I grew up,
Here you go,
Never
No, you
could.
can't.
population
Never could.
section,
and I've made good money as a nurse.
Ellen,
So those are
population.
things that you might wanna look at.
Yeah,
and
that is
plan.
true to be, yeah, and you can't go back to your town because you can't afford to go back there.
Well, his
In
argument also
Massachusetts,
was,
that happens a lot.
and his argument really, it went back to the fact that, we're aging, the population, we're the oldest populations, and kids are leaving, and if one of the reasons they're leaving is there's no place to live. Those are just
That
things,
should be in your comp plan as well.
Mhm.
those are things you need to look at, and again, I know that,
Well, that is a good point.
but affordable housing, things like that, jobs, commercial ventures.
What do, Paul, would you like to take on any part of this?
No,
How
Not
about you,
really.
Tony, would you like to take on the historical and geographical settings? Only a few pages.
Road commission be part of it.
You and
I don't know
Laura?
if he won't be doing
Let Laura
it.
make the
Part of it.
decision.
Would you like to take it just to show her?
Well, I can show her.
Okay.
But I think Laura's in the
This
roads
is,
and
it's
stuff.
pretty,
What was she
there's
into,
only like
roads?
four
Roads and-
sections,
I think, yeah, I think that's what she was.
4 or 5 pages on
Last
I
that.
remember.
The Indians called this territory
Oh,
Tawa.
wow.
Tawa. Oh, cool. The Historical Society would help with anything there, I'm
Out of
sure.
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
Tell Laura to give me a call. I'll tell her.
Alrighty.
That's interesting.
We good with that? Delegated?
The Historical Society really tells you
We're supposed to meet with,
some neat stories of this town.
Conservation Committee
Yeah.
next week,
You're gonna give it to
selectmen.
somebody
I believe
else?
it's next Thursday, he's coming in to give us an update, so,
the police,
John Bozak.
no, John,
John Bozak.
yeah, so,
What's the community?
I'll double check the date if you want, I'm gonna send you a quick message
Oh,
if you want to be
yeah.
in there.
Tell me, cause I'm on the committee with John.
Okay,
You tell her, I'm not saying don't tell
Right.
her, but let me know too. Because, yeah, I'll talk to John.
should be posted on the agenda too, but I think it's next Thursday, we've changed our, meeting nights now it's Monday and Thursdays instead of Monday and
Oh,
Tuesdays.
okay, well, so that's why you were confusing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it'll be on the agenda, I'll take a look at that and remember, so that way I can read this and then be prepared to.
Okay,
We can
and like I
pass
said,
that
there
last
is a
time,
lot of
yeah, that's what I was
mapping
doing.
that goes along with this, that they will be, Southern Maine Regional Planning will be doing.
Oh,
We'll
good.
list the maps here too, so I will scan this and,
Yeah.
Do you remember, just as an aside, remember the conservation committee, or put on that seminar, that lecture that night, with the women about the runoff
Yeah, that was the planning board meeting.
planning board meeting.
Yeah.
Which is that stuff not in place here? Wasn't there discussion
No.
about that,
Well,
about runoff?
I thought it was more informative than anything, I
No,
can't.
but we talked about, in that time, about who had really good comprehensive plans for that. for runoff in place, and I thought she felt that certain areas had, Maine had really good ones already in place when you build
Wouldn't
something.
be us. It's not us, I can tell you that. But yes, she did say that. But I don't even remember her name.
Well,
And if you have questions too, Southern Maine Regional Planning said that they're very willing to talk to anybody.
Okay.
So
Our contact person is Lee.
is Lee, yeah.
You have
Found
Lee's
it.
number?
Oh. Yes, just a moment. Let me see.
He is a gentleman that we met at,
It's 1-207.
Yep.
324
mm-hmm,
2952.
thank you.
that Southborough Elliott thing where people were like,
He was
So
very
that's
nice
kind of
man.
the plan is to get the survey out.
Yep.
Get it back before December, and then hopefully get these sections ready to be voted on in June.
Okay, sounds like we got our work cut out for us.
that's good.
But many hands make light work, right?
That's right.
So
Lighter work.
delegate, right? So,
Yeah.
great.
Lighter work, you're right, lighter work. I think that's great.
Okay, and then I got piles of stuff to go through to see if there's anything that we can use on this stuff. The old survey, like I said, I'll go through that and before I finalize the other one.
That'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see people are, the difference in the way people think then and now, is there a significant difference in the way, in people's thinking? Have they changed some of their thinking as to what they wanna see in the town? They're just, I think would be interesting.
There was a vision statement too.
I'm sure that we have to make one, right, at some point.
Update one anyway.
Where did I put that?
You had enough paper?
I know, I don't have enough. That we did the last time when we were gonna try to update it to get it passed, and maybe this could be the last thing. While maintaining its current character, period. That was pretty basic, so. I don't know what anyone thinks of that.
Simple as best.
I think that's what we were thinking at that time too, was just to keeping it basic and so the goals to keep in mind, meeting state requirements, keeping it simple, and passing a plan versus having state minimums imposed. So, that was the goals we had at that time.
We read that again, please?
Okay, goals to keep in mind.
No, the what?
The vision statement?
Yeah.
Okay, this comprehensive plan hopes to guide the future growth of the town of Lebanon while maintaining its current character. And then the goals to keep in mind were meeting state requirements, keeping it simple, and passing a plan versus having state minimums imposed.
Will probably work. Yeah, what do you think?
Seems so. The shorter the better. Yeah.
I guess my only thing is that just as a group, because I'm certainly not, only somebody who's only lived here a short time, and so everybody else has lived here a long time. Do you wanna improve, do you wanna see any growth in the character? You wanna change it? Do you see problems with it? Is that what you wanna keep the laissez-faire? What is it you want? As the townies, you know? Is that too simple?
Well, I think it was to
Well,
keep
it all
it
depends what the town wants.
the
mostly.
Yeah.
rural character, I think was.
Yeah, I
the
think
big
rural
thing.
character is important.
And somehow, funneling all the commercial growth to like the 202 area without imposing any zoning.
Yeah, how do you grow within the character of what we've got, I guess, is probably does say it about as well as you can say it. I don't know of any other way you could put it. It sounds a little curt, but I can't think of any other words to put in it. We wanna maintain the character of the town, but we do wanna see is probably some growth so we can get some tax structure in here. Because without that, taxes are only gonna go up.
Exactly.
Excuse me, sure. Every time you turn around, you're looking at tax stuff.
Which one? That, well, that.
So to guide
year
the
the
growth,
Next year, you're gonna see the,
I think
school
that was
taxes
too,
go
when,
way up.
when we had the meeting before, when we talked about
Huh?
trying to,
Oh, yeah.
you know, guide the growth, it would be like, if you were to have a development to allow, perhaps a buffer and have the development off the road, let's say, and have a vegetative buffer.
Mhm.
So kind of screening that
Uh-huh.
development, so it's, you know, off the road, but you can still have a development. And then again, like we said before,
Neighborhoods.
in
Set up
you
neighborhoods, yeah.
have to have that so much open space
Mhm,
within a
mhm.
development. I think
Mhm.
that's where the smaller lots might come in, where if you were to do a development to have so much open space, cause by state law, you have to have so much affordable housing too. So to allow like, duplexes or business like the assisted living and things like that, to try to get that kind of growth to come into our town, rather than just letting all these single family homes in, right off the road.
Yeah.
To develop, you know, encourage more developments, and maybe
That's true.
multifamily homes, but also to write in there, stipulations if they had to have so much open space, vegetative buffers, if they, down the road, gonna have, you know,
This would be a
services.
beautiful setting for assisted living, actually, it really would.
Yeah,
I mean, for a
Yeah.
company to come in and build an assisted living, you're right, if they built it off the road and there was a buffer, you wouldn't even probably know it was there.
exactly, yeah, and it would help our tax base.
It would help a lot.
So, I guess that's about it, 7:30, right? Almost.
7:30?
Anything else? We have 5 more minutes.
Skip and I will take, number 5.
What's number 5? I don't think we're gonna,
Community something, services,
Services, community services.
community facilities and services.
I kinda figured he had that one pretty well down anyway,
And we'll
that's
take
not
another one
one,
too.
that's not one we wanna try to get
Oh, I
for our
thought you
goal
were
for
gonna
June.
do all of these, okay.
No, not all before June.
Alright, which ones are you gonna do before June?
1, 2, 3, and 4, and 10.
4 and 10. So, natural resources,
There's
is that?
10, I have that one.
Alright, so what else is open? They're all taken, gee, we don't have anything to do.
No, I mean, you can start working, I can give you, well, you have the section 5, I mean, you can start working on that one if you want, or work on the roads and transportation part of it with Larry.
So I've got part of that, and anyhow, I mean, we was working on that last time, and I think that was working
Chapter 4.
with Laura
Yeah,
and Chris at that time, we was working on it, with, but the road commissioner, he can feed you information in, but he's not,
would
Probably
you
not.
like to spearhead that and work with him on
I
that?
don't want to spearhead nothing.
I'll spearhead it.
Would you like to? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I'll be glad to.
Skip
Yeah.
has no
Right.
And like I said, that Miranda, there's state funds, and the person at Southern Maine Regional, her name is Miranda.
I know Miranda.
Okay, McGowan. And the state funds, they're gonna work on the mapping, and Larry did say he was on board with it, so you can talk with him, and would you like the section?
Sure, actually Skip's got the book here, the same one.
Yeah, but if you wanted to copy the section, it's all,
Is it in your book, Skip?
yeah, it is, it's in that book.
I have it from there.
So
This
section
comes
4,
about, so, yes.
Oh,
okay.
I don't mind, because I am a very fast typer, I don't mind typing this thing.
Mm.
And I know how to do a document like this, so
Yeah.
I don't mind typing the sections up so that you can get this on a CD.
Yeah,
oh,
good. I'm gonna nominate her as
And
the
if
secretary.
that's my only job for this whole thing, I would be thrilled. No, I don't mind helping in anything, but I will be glad to type this thing and get it on
I
it.
think secretary.
I'm not gonna be the secretary, I'm not taking minutes.
Well, actually, I'm recording. I don't know if I
Oh,
told you
wonderful.
that. I'm recording the meeting.
Oh, no, you didn't tell us that.
So,
Yeah,
I
Well, I
don't
would
know
be
if
glad
that,
to type-
that would suffice for recording,
No.
I mean, what is it,
Doesn't.
someone transcribe my,
Yes, I believe you have to have the written
Yeah,
document,
Has to be,
you do.
and she's gonna take it
You
out,
have to
so it has to
look
be.
it over and do it again.
I would check with Lee J on that.
Okay, I will,
I would check with him before you start writing.
okay.
If you start writing it down and set a precedent that you've written out the minutes, then she is right, but I'm not sure that you have to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.